welcome to Car Chats with Katie
and Emily.
In case you didn't know, this is my sister.
Yes.
And
in case you didn't know, this is my sister.
And basically, if you were a fly on the wall, or if you were hanging out with us on a road trip, these are the kinds of conversations that we have, right?
Oh yeah, we talk about all sorts of things like books we're reading, podcasts we're listening to, music that we're listening to and jamming to right now.
Dating.
Oh yeah, dating.
Ice cream.
Yes, ice cream. That's one of her love languages.
Literally, and not one of hers.
No, French fries is one of mine.
Yeah.
But
yeah. 100%. So like Michael Todd's book,
Yes.
Relationship Goals, what did you take away as a single? You are single.
I am single.
Yeah.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
I knew that, guys.
Yeah, we're just giving you some context. But what were you taking away from his book as a single person? Like, once you hit a relationship status, does that, what changes, or is...
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest takeaways that I never really thought of was you're always single. What? So basically what he was saying is like, we are individuals. Like, I'm always going to be Katie and she's always going to be Emily. And so we're single right now, and one day we might transition into, not might, we will.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? We'll transition into other phases and be married one day.
We speak life.
But like, I will still be Katie and she will still be Emily. Even though we might also have a title of wife and mother one day, we're ultimately still daughters of God. And so we gotta always be growing ourselves.
Always be becoming.
Always be becoming.
Yeah.
I've heard that somewhere.
I love that. That's really cool. But also, you and I were talking about this like construction site analogy, and he started talking about that in the book.
Yep.
But you kind of expanded on it. That literally blew my mind.
Yeah. So when he introduced the idea of being under construction as a single, it got me thinking and just developing that thought more of how when there's a construction site, a new house is being built, a new like business building venture, there's so many people that are investing in it, from electricians, plumbers, financial backers, electricians, and
the designers.
There's so many people speaking into it, more than just the owner. The person who is owning the house that's building or owning the business. And so all those people that are speaking into it and investing in it are given a hard hat while they're on the job site. And so it got me thinking about like, who am I giving a hard hat to? Who am I letting invest in my construction site, my life during this singleness? Who am I letting speak into?
And they all, like, somebody you're giving a hard hat to, you're inviting them onto the construction site.
Yeah.
So, like, you're inviting them into your life.
Yep.
But they all might even have different roles. Like, a plumber doesn't do what an electrician does.
No.
So, somebody who maybe you invite to speak into your world, like, financially might not be the same as the person you invite to speak into your world, like, with dating or something.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so... But you need to invite people in the process. The owner can't do the whole project themselves. But you also have to be careful, right? Because if you invite somebody in and give them a hard hat and they come on the job site and they have this vision of the layout of the house that doesn't line up with the vision that you have, the vision God gave you for your life, you need to take that hard hat back and say, thanks for stopping by, but I'm going to go in a different route. Because you want to make sure that those people that are investing in the project, the people with the hard hats, have your best interests at heart, but also like trust God's vision for your life that God has given to you, and God speaks that vision over them too. Not just to you. When someone's investing in you, like a mentor or a family member, like Emily, she's my sister. I know at the end of the day, she's my sister. I know at the end of the day that like God has given her insight onto the calling He's placed on my life, so that she could speak into me. She wouldn't be able to speak into me if she didn't understand what God had called me to.
Ooh, that's good. That's really good. I also, that made me think of like, oftentimes we will say a lot, or hear people say like, oh, I'm just doing me, I'm working on me, which like, yes, I'm working on me.
Yes.
But what you're sharing is that, like, the I'm working on me construction zone, work on me.
Yeah.
I'm like the owner. I'm taking ownership of me, but I have to invite other people and have hard hats and come in and help me with the construction.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be things that I don't see.
Yeah, because I know nothing about like plumbing, and I'm gonna
I might know one.
yeah, I know nothing about that. So if I try to do the plumbing in my house, like the whole place is gonna get flooded. And so there's areas in our lives that we don't know about yet, but God has placed people in our lives that know that, and they can guide us and teach us. Like for me personally, my dad is so wise.
Shout out to Dad.
Shout out Dad at Mark D. Cummins. He's so wise and has trusted God with his finances, and he has taught that to me and to Emily, but that's not something that comes naturally to me, and it's also not something I enjoy. Like, speaking candidly, I don't enjoy it, but it's something I need to learn.
Car chats with Katie.
I need to learn it, but he's been brought into the process to help me learn it,
so true.
and to like redirect me when necessary.
Yeah, and even like different personality types help speak in. So like you're an Enneagram 7, and I'm an Enneagram 1. And so like the opposite.
Which, fun fact, we complement each other really well because both of our numbers can take on each other's numbers in different health and stress points.
Yeah.
And so she can usually tell when I'm stressed, and
she starts acting
because
like
I start acting like the unhealthy parts of a 1, and she can help guide me out of that unhealth because she's in that. And then when she's moving into health, goes into a 7, and I am a 7, and so I can encourage that in her and help her become more of a healthy 7. So anyways, side note on Enneagram.
Car chats with you are so fun. I love
so
me
fun.
And we're gonna have many more of these conversations. This is the first one that we're giving you a bird's eye look into, but I'm excited to talk about online dating with you.
Yes, we tried it. We did it
for a month. Are you still on dating apps?
No, sorry. There is nothing wrong with dating apps. It just wasn't for me.
We learned a lot in the process. A lot of really good things.
A lot of things about myself too.
Yeah.
Not just guys.
We both have friends who met their spouses on dating apps.
One of my best friends, and she's one of my mentors in my life. One of my hard hats. She has a hard hat, and she met her amazing spouse online, and I got to be in their wedding,
which is so cool. So like, they're awesome. We learned a lot in the process. So we're gonna talk about that, including don't share it now. Yes, throw away that key. Katie had a go-to question that like literally gives you so many insights.
At least I think it does.
Yes. Yes. So it's really good. But yeah, not on dating apps. So fellas, slide into our DMs. Maybe you should slide into mine first, apply, so I can vet you for Katie. Hard hat over here. Just kidding. But anyway.
Vice versa, like I'll vet for her. Hard hat here.
So anyways, I'm excited. We're gonna talk about online dating. We also, every single one of us are creative, and so Katie's a songwriter, and we've talked a lot about like creative blocks and when you feel stuck and how to get out of a stuck season or moment. So anyways, online dating, life, funny things, Enneagram 7 and 1 things, car chats.
Car chats.
Woo!
Welcome.
Episode 1, peace out.
Many to come.